Welcome to Jack Tars Journeys, where we make, do and mend. As it's a new year, I've got a new hobby. I've just thought, I've never had a welder, always fancied it, always fancied having a go. Seen this one on the Facebook marketplace thing and paid £25 for it. Shall we have a look at it? It's a gas or gasless, only 130 amps, so it's not a big one, it's just a hobby one. Looks a bit ropey, but it works, so let's have a look. It come with the original wire on it, which was for gas welding, but I don't have a gas bottle and there was no attachment, so it needs a regulator and all that on it, and there's no gas bottle with it. So I went out and bought some flux cord wire, which I got from the Temu, and I also bought another roll of it from the Lidl. Lidl's doing it for, I think it was £3.49. So anyway, let's open it up and have a quick look at it, see what it's. So this is the clever end, £52.49, something like that. The other thing I bought was some paste for me to dip the end of the lance in, just to keep that clean. And then a pair of leather gloves, which I got them from Screwfix. They weren't very expensive either. That's about it really. The only other thing I needed was a pair of goggles, a welding mask, which my wife got me. So it's an auto dimming one. Got a couple of little controls inside. The torch is off another one, but I'll use that. It's quite bright. That'll come in handy. So I've got a half decent pair of overalls. That's about it really. It doesn't look, it's not the cleanest one you'll ever see. The only thing I did have to do was swap over this cable here from negative to positive, because when I looked on the internet, because it's not using gas, it needs to be changed over. So I've done that. Like I said, I've never done it before, so it's a big learning curve. So if any of you have bought one and we can all learn together, we can all be crap at the same time. Right, let's shut that down. Turn it round. There's not a lot on the front of it. It's got a couple of controls, 1 and 2, min, max, on and off. At some point, looks like they've burnt this or cut it or something like that, so that may eventually need replacing, but at the moment it works, so it's all right. Probably could do with a decent new ground clamp, I suppose. That looks like it's had a bit of use, but I know it works. I did try it the other day. And there's the gun. Not much to that. Basically, take them off a minute. Yeah. An old 0.8 tip on it. That's it. There's not much to them. I just need that to learn how to use it now. That's isn't that going to be fun? But I want you all to come on the journey with me, and we'll have a look together and see whether we can do it. So that's that and that. The other thing I've done is set up a little booth, which I'll quickly show you. So these here are stainless steel splashbacks, which I had. They were redundant off a site. Somebody had changed their mind on when they were getting the kitchens fitted, I wanted glass ones, so these ones were going in the skip. So I brought them home and they've been sat in my house for a while. Always knew they'd come in handy for something. Some steel plate, that looks about 6mm thick, something like that. Now that was just one long length, and I've cut it into 2 and a bit. I was going to weld this together when I learn how to weld, if I ever learn how to weld, and just make one piece, one solid piece, and then maybe cut this and stick another couple there, just so it comes all the way. It is actually a woodworking bench. I use it for my woodworking, but I just fancied having a go at welding. Might be shite at it, but hey ho, here we go. Anyway, that's going to be the welding station. The other thing I bought, which I don't know if I can see from here, let me have a look, was an inline fan. So I bought that little Ram inline fan. I've connected it using some 4-inch drainage pipe. I've got a snorkel coming down here, which I'm going to put some polythene and form it into like a funnel, so that it sucks it up and blows it out the other end, which is the other side of the garage. So that's what I'm going to do with that. Obviously a little grinder. It's only a cheapie, but it works. So hopefully I've got the fumes out. I can weld. I'm only going to, for a minute, all I'm going to do is, I've picked up some scrap bits of metal and iron and that. This was when I got it the other day. I was outside in the dark. So these bits here was using that copper wire without any gas or anything. And then I just got the other stuff in and started just putting a few welds. I rubbed it down a bit and then I just went over it. It looks garbage, but clean this up a bit, and it's ideal for just throwing a little bit of weld on there just to mess around. And I believe this is how they all start welding. So what's the most that can happen? I can knacker this and throw it away. It was in the ground knackered anyway, so let's give it a go. Come along on the journey with me. Let's see. I'll get it all set up and we'll get a quick weld. I'll get a bit of this cleaned. Let's have a quick go, eh? Well, I've given that a bit of a going over, a bit of a rubbing, and it's not bad. It's been in the ground for God knows how many years, and it's absolutely solid, but I think it'll be all right for me to just smack some welds on there. Went over the top of those welds that I put on, but like I said, I ain't got much of a clue of what I'm doing. So I'm going to get it over here, stick a magnet on it or whatever, just to stop it moving around. Set up the welder and just throw a couple of welds on and see what they look like. I have watched a couple of videos, Tim Welds and a few others, and they're very good. Like I said, you can't expect to pick this up. These lads have done trades and took years to learn their craft. You can't expect to pick it up and just go, oh, there you go. So yeah, I'm just a meddler. I'll meddle with it. It's just one of them things. It's a little extra hobby, innit? Right, let's give it a go. So the first thing I'm going to do is cut this off square here, so that I can have them down level and I can weld a bit better like that. So let's give that a go now and see how we get on. Right. Just going to give this a little bit more of a going over, and then I'll get the flapper on it. Give it a go with this. Put our gloves on. So I've got overalls, gloves, and obviously a welding mask. The settings are all on minimum there, so 1 and minimum. The feed for the wire, that's on 3.5. Let's give it a go. That didn't work. So I've cut that wire out. I don't know if you can see it, but half an inch, just over half inch. That won't stay up. So, pretty cack really. Starts off little and then ends up going big. I'll try another one on the same settings. Chop that off. Not very straight and broken in the middle. It's just a lot of practice, I think. Lots and lots of practice. I'll just keep going. All over the place, isn't it? All over the place. Yeah. I don't know if I need to turn it up, down. Let's put the wire on a little bit less speed, see whether that does anything. Turn that down to 3. There's the latest one. Not very straight, but it looks a bit weldy. Well, keep on. Try again. One thing I noticed, I'm getting a bit of glare when I pull this helmet down. The light is coming down behind it and reflected on the inside. I think I'm going to have to put some sort of cloth or something over the top. Try and keep that light out. the latest one. Still a bit zigzaggy. Yeah, very, very zigzaggy. I've laid the magnet down and it's lower down. I'm going to try a different angle of coming in, using my arm and resting it so that I come through at a bit less severe an angle. I may have the angle wrong, it may need to be up here somewhere, so that's what I'm thinking. I'll give that a go, see whether that makes any difference. Let's give it a blast and see whether that's any better. Gotta turn it on. Very wibbly wobbly lines, but there's putting welds on it. £25 for a cheap welder, I suppose. Just because you've got a welder don't mean you can weld. I'll just keep cracking on, keep trying to get it straight and level, and turn her over and do the same again. Well, he's a bit straighter, but he's fat at that end. Like I said, I'd appreciate it if people who can weld would leave some comments and tell me how crap it is or what else I can do, whether I need to turn the machine up, down, whatever. But at least that's straight. It's not like all the other zigzaggy bits and pieces. Let's give it another go. Let's keep going. That's the latest one. Can you see that? Yeah. Maybe it's moving it quicker and slower. That's the thing. I seem to have started off all right, and then it's sort of, when it gets to here, it gets a hole in it. But it's getting straighter anyway. It could be that the metal's crap as well. I mean, I'm not a bad workman blaming me tools, I don't know. Say, I might not have cleaned it properly. Who knows? This one here is the latest. Oh, right, keep going.